What's up, guys? It's been a while since I did one of these. This is going to be a video all about growing Instagram in 2018 after all these algorithm updates just recently. Instagram had mentioned that they will start adding newer posts to the top of your feed, which means they're actually backtracking and going slightly more chronological or reverse chronological order, basically, which is the way Instagram started, which is the way Instagram should have stayed. It's so annoying. So, I guess recently Instagram has started to dislike the whole pod idea, which was something they were all about when it first happened last year or whatever, whenever, um, because they're trying to say that it's like not real engagement. And it's like, dude, give me a break. And now all the algorithm has all these things like you have to comment within the first hour. You have to comment back to everybody that's on your page if you want to reach your following. They highly restrict a lot of accounts now that if they post, they don't respond. You'll see like a sharp decline basically. So it really ticks me off because it makes it very hard, very time consuming. Instagram's always been very hard and time consuming to grow a following, but even more so now. The one thing about that recent response from Instagram was that they will listen. So I want to encourage you to put in a complaint today, right now, after you see this video, that you don't like the algorithm, you don't like the setup, you'd rather have a reverse chronological order all over again. You don't want to have to comment back on every single comment or whatever in the first hour of your post. Just tell them everything that you don't like. And if they get enough comments that say about the same thing, then hopefully they'll change this. It's kind of annoying. The shadow ban, definitely complain about the shadow ban. Leave comments. If you get a ban, I've made videos about this before, but these bans can last 2 weeks or maybe longer nowadays. And that's going to be terrible for your engagement, terrible for your growth. So what I've seen people suggesting now is that you should definitely use fewer hashtags, more precise. And for me personally, I try to not reuse a hashtag if it shows up under recent. So like if you actually look at something, you could, if I was going to post at least, it'll show like recent, like any of these recent ones. I would not do that. I would not go looking for that. Don't reuse recents. That's one suggestion. Another thing that I've always been doing, or that I have done with my page, first of all, let's start with this. My name is Landscape Photography. That's primarily what I shoot. I would suggest changing your name to something like that, unless you're some kind of local celebrity, national celebrity, state celebrity, or international celebrity. Because then, if you've got a recognized name, of course, go with that, because people will find you. But me, I don't have a recognized name. So I put something in there so that when people go to search, if they start putting in, I want to look for landscape photos, hey, look, there I am. I pop up, right? So that's the one thing that I like about that. If you notice, I also, on my posts, every single time I use a location tag at the top here. So always, 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 always use a location tag. That will help people find you. That can help people follow you. That can help grow interest in your account. So another thing I do is when I'm out there liking, commenting, subscribing, I find places near me that are really popular tourist areas. So lucky me, I live near Pikes Peak. So Pikes Peak is actually the second most visited mountain in the world, second only to Mount Fuji. So I often go here and I will like posts that are in that top area because maybe these people that either live here or visit here will be like, oh my gosh, yes, I had such a great trip, or I love this town, or whatever, and they'll be like, heck yeah, I'll follow this dude. If he's going to keep on sending photos of Pikes Peak, then oh yeah, I will, man. So Definitely do that. Basically, hit up the tourist hotspots that are near you. Hit up those large towns near you, large cities. So, like for me, I'll also go to the Denver, look up the Denver, find some photos to like. So, get creative. Always try and find things that are closer to you. I saw this guy do a YouTube video about growing an Instagram account to 100K in 48 hours. Sure, it's possible, but what he ended up doing was leveraging other social media, which means he probably paid other accounts to feature his account, which that's a thing. A lot of places out there will feature your account. Instagram, they want you to use stories because it can keep people on the platform more. So if you're not using stories, definitely start using stories. Use these little highlight spots for your stories right here, like these 3 right here that I've got. Use those so people can have an understanding of who you are, what types of posts that you're going to have, things they can look forward to in your stories. There's different ways that you can find out when the best time to post is. I mean, just think about it logically. In your time zone, when people wake up in the morning, 8, 9 o'clock, that's going to be popular time. When people take lunch, noon. People get off work around 5 or 6. When people start to go to bed around 10 p.m. Those are going to be the most common times that you will have, the best results with your photo engagement, basically. If you post outside of those times, you might need to have a bigger following in a different area. So if you want more analytics, just sign up for the business account. I've got a video where I talked about my experience with the business account. It's not been my favorite. I don't hardly look at it anymore because it just really annoyed the crap out of me and kind of discouraged me and made me not want to actually interact and be on Instagram anymore. Another trick and another thing, I always use this vertical orientation mode. When you choose a photo, it gives you the option of square or whatever. And I used to not do multiple posts because for a while there, Instagram didn't allow you to do multiple vertical orientation photos. But the bottom line is, if people are clicking and dragging through my photos in their feed, then more space I can take up. And if it's more eye-catchy, then people are going to stop and look longer. So that's some of the tricks that I use. And in all honesty, you kind of need to stick with what you do best. This is a little bit out of what I normally do as far as a cityscape, and it's tilted. Like, I definitely don't like tilted orientations, but this was basically a collab that I did with Tilting Perspectives, which is their thing. So in that case, I was like, heck yeah, that's cool. I'll leave this. I'll post that. I'll edit this. This looks great. So, but in general, I wouldn't say most of the time your average audience is looking for a tilted perspective. And this isn't like so incredibly tilted that it looks like completely wacky. So it's just a fair amount of tilt, and it actually gives really good depth and feel for like you're being pulled into this. Like, it's just a slight tilt that, maybe you're falling down the street or something. So it's really grabby, eye-catchy, and pulls you right in. And that way, it's perfect. And the composition, like, if you look at the grid method for composition, 3x3, it looks great to have all these focal points right here in your photos. So those are just some of the tips. I haven't made one of these tips in a while. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe. Give me some other comments, suggestions, questions, anything else you guys want to see in some upcoming videos. Other than that, also hit me up for a collab. Hit me up on Instagram. Leave your comment in the description or in the comment area. I mean, leave your name. It's getting late here. Anyways, the video I made for this behind the scenes edit, I actually really enjoyed making that video, and I thought I made some funny comments in there. Hit me up and let me know what you thought of that. But anyways, guys, have a good evening, and keep shooting.